Hey guys, welcome to Make Money Count.
Toronto Metro housing affordability. This is the percentage that mortgage payments have gotten to relative to income.
That's crazy.
Fuck you, mortgage payments. Like, look at this. Man, we just had a rate cut and we're still at 70% of income. Average 70% of income is a mortgage payment that is, never mind, unsustainable. Like, this is after tax money we're talking about here. Like, let's say you make $100 in Canada, right? And you get taxed. Let's do like some real remedial math here. Justin makes $100.
Yeah.
The government of Canada takes $50. Justin's left with $50. Justin's mortgage payments are 70% of his pre-tax income. Justin owes another $70 to pay his mortgage. Justin is left with minus $20 to cover his living expenses on average.
Justin is poor.
Poor? Justin is dead.
Destitute. Yeah.
Justin is dead. It's ironic that we use the name Justin because in this case, representative of the federal government, a guy named Justin, is killing us.
That joke lives on forever. Every time I talk to a client, he's like, wow, I hope you're not going to do what Justin did. The other Justin.
Anyways, so like, let's look at this chart. Let's absorb this. Let's fully appreciate this chart, okay? Since 1996, we have abided by the general average of a 32 gross debt service, right? 32% of everyone's income was going towards their housing. We underwrite mortgages like that. And sure, listen, sometimes for BFS, you can go a little higher. For lots of assets, you can go a little higher. You can be comfortable going higher because people have a reserve of income, right? I mean, a reserve of assets, a reserve of capital.
Yeah. Technically, it's 39 with the banks.
39. Okay. So it's already gone up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't say it. I'm not doing the daily mortgages. I don't do mortgages on a daily basis, and I am sorry for that.
You're forgiven.
I try to do all this other garbage.
Yeah.
Kind of wish I was just doing mortgages sometimes. Anyways, look at this horrible chart, people, right? Like the average is, let's say it's 35 here on this. So 35% is that green line on there. Like we've spiraled out of control. You know, in 2013, 2014, we started diverging from the average. And then as interest rates, so property prices first were responsible for the deviation that got us above the 40% mark and kind of close to 50. And then interest rates dropped, you can see around that 2020 mark because of COVID. And then after COVID, we had to pay the piper. Right? Remember, people, we got led down a long, dark hallway by some people that thought they were a lot smarter than all of us and were controlling the economies of the entire G7. And all of the G7 nations moved in concert to print more money and to lower interest rates and create an environment that allowed everything that was unhealthy in an economy to grow. And in order to stamp all of that unhealthiness out, the only solution is to increase interest rates. So we just lived through this period of time where interest rates shot up to stamp out all the unhealthiness that we created. The people we voted in decided to follow along and create this unhealthiness in our economy. And now we have to stand by while they stamp it out. So we believe it's all been stamped out now. The problem is we can't just continue to think that these people that we've got in charge are always doing things in our best interest. Okay. Sorry, that's a little bit of a tangent.
I'm listening.
This chart fires me up a little bit, right? Like it is not sustainable. We can't leave rates elevated for much longer. People cannot hold on to this. These are people's houses we're talking about here. Okay. Like, oh, wow, there's so much supply on the market. Like we can talk about it in this kind of 2,000 feet above viewpoint, right? This beautiful, comfortable ivory tower perspective on, oh, wow, looks like people are really kind of managing their payments. You can't manage this for very long.
Yeah.
You can't manage the spread between 70% gross debt service ratio, the spread between 70 and its normal 35, right? This is negative money for people, okay? And the only way that this gets solved is interest rates come down. In the meantime, it'll get solved because prices are going to come down. So either prices are going to come down significantly or interest rates are going to come down. I suspect it will be some combination of the two. The problem you have to think about for housing is we can't create housing any cheaper. Like right now, we talked about it last week. They can't build anything unless land is at zero. And even if land is at zero, they can't build.
Right.
So like this chart, again, just to kind of put the nail in it here, you got a 5-year fixed rate mortgage, which is the blue line. You got an orange line, which is the variable rate. And like best case scenario, you're in a fixed and you're like 62% on average, right? And it's so far off the historical norm. And it's so much more than the average household can bear. And we got to stop just paying lip service to this, and we got to start helping Canadians.
Okay, guys, until next week, make sure to hit like, make sure to hit subscribe, leave us a comment so we know what to talk about, like we say every time, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching.